Alright folks, so here I'm going to make some retakes on wave painting on the face, on the muzzle region of this character. And so for that, just show you some tricks for getting this well done, because the face is a very sensitive region. It's very important and very with a lot of details depending on the character design and the requirements. So I have some special vertex groups which are not for anything. They are just managerial, organizational vertex groups. So for example, I want to wave paint the head mesh or some part of that, so I have this hide, exclamation hide, so it goes to the top when I sort by name, and then all the depth goes below. And then we have this I'm doing because we still don't have in Blender vertex groups collections or hierarchy folders or you name it. So this would be a way to do it. So but these are organizations. So since I'm gonna do this for the head now, I'm going to, the head is number 1, so everything that is 1 slash something is about the head, then 2 slash is the torso. Okay, it's the same logic for the deformation bones, and for the modifiers maybe, no, the modifiers don't have, but they are much lesser in amount in this rigs, in this setup. So here the head, I don't want the head, but I could select this. You see they are all, it's just it's not doing anything, it's just for, although we could use it as a target, I think that will be dangerous because this is really just for selection, right? So I can already start by doing this, but I don't need this one, and they are all locked because I don't want them to be changing randomly. This is for the eyes, so Shift H here. Actually, let's get screencast keys add-on. So you see Shift H, so you get actually eyes region. So no, I don't want this. So it's like eyelids, we have just the eyelids, then we have eyelids border, just some, it's just vertices inside. This is a special feature for the kind of eyelids rig I have. Then eyelashes, you see they include they include all the faces, but these then I have just for the vertices, which can be dangerous. Depend on which mode of selection we are using here. So this can be, I found it's would be used. And then mouth work, because I'm working on the mouth. So for the faces, this will be currently what I need. And so this goes inside the mouth even. We don't see very well here. Hold on, let's turn on off the mirror here. Modifier, turn off. Yeah, it will include the lips, but not the mouth interior, which in this case is not separated from the head, but it could. I need to make up my mind about this thing. Here you see there are some clipping. This is a terrible thing that can happen. I'm not gonna mention, well, let's just fix it, subdivide here, but this is dangerous it for mesh data, right? Okay, but we solved that clipping, and there seem to have yet another one here. I guess this one is the bad one, and this was safe, and maybe there's something else. It's very hard to see here anything. So let's go now to let's go back to the vertex groups. Mouth work by faces, it will be better. Shift H, there we go. So this is the mesh that I'm gonna work with for the wave painting of this muzzle thing. So I'm gonna select this, then the the armature, then the face, and here I don't need this vertex group, so I just alt left mouse button click the bone here, and you see we can, maybe if I unhide, there would be more area there. Yeah, so this is unfortunate. So in this case I would like to have more waves there. So this was, there's another way. So here for this case I can, instead of hiding all that, I hide from maybe here the neck. Then let's first, well, L key also can help for this, and then there is more mesh here. So in this case I don't want this eye, so there are many ways to do all that, right? So for the, yeah, I'll just do this, the hide this, expand. Let's leave it here. Maybe I want to reach up to those vertices of the, also I don't want to be looking at the eye, so let's change this visibility here. And so now we can make, well, just get this, all this. Sounds like some mesh were not, no, let's do the inverse. I think select link, I need some by seam, no, by material. I could make seams just for that hiding, that's also can be useful. Let's hide some more stuff here, folks. Mouth, I really just don't need to be looking at the arcades, nor, and cloth, yeah, we can hide for now. So I'm gonna hide the body, so just normals, shift H, and so from this I get the selection. So for example, mouth works. So I have this selection, and that should be, so you see the body is not showing, nor other mesh from the face, and I can just get my mask here whenever I want through this selection. So this is very, very clean workflow. It just takes a little to set up, a little of patience and know-how, right? Understanding of how those things work. So okay, so now I'm just gonna wave paint these facial feature bones and see if we can, first in this area, and then I will try to expand. Why I can have a little here, right? They're just very low waves, so just to get this more regular. And here, why not? No, let's leave it like here, yeah. So, and here a little stronger, and I'm blurring. So here behind the ear, maybe even here around, all around the ear. Maybe we can get this vertex as well. We see that it is not willing to collaborate. So in this case, maybe, yeah, this is also bad. So the only tool that is good to go is the radial. But with this wave, this will cause a lot of problems. So I'm gonna just push it in something like there. So this is good solution when things are like this wave paint madness, right? So here this bone, why not? Yeah, so you can get some influence there. Maybe it can stretch this part and even that. Yeah, it doesn't, because this would never move like in principle that much, so it's not. It could be that this stretchy thing, squishy thing, maybe this is a good idea, but it feels a little like that this looks a bit too strong. So let's invert now, and now I'll go back to the mask. So here maybe I can reduce a little these influences. And see the wave there seem to be. So here maybe I don't want the mask, this mask there, and so I'm just going to re-blur this. Yeah, the problem is this one is too strong, so I need to perhaps first take off some waves here, because there's not enough polygons to geometry, right? There's not enough to provide a smooth layering of these waves. So as they reach there, they are already too strong. Now we probably can elaborate this a little better. And here we can test the deforms, and let's get this thing more regular. And I'm still not liking what I'm seeing here on the ear, so maybe it's not a good idea to have deforms on the ear. Maybe just at the bases, but that was already the case. So let's reduce the blurring here. Yeah, you see that made a lot of difference. So okay, something like that seems better. And since I'm working with, yeah, here I can, in principle those waves should be regular. Here I probably can take off influence from the neck. Mirror modifier always help a lot for if we can afford it. I just can't this seems to be a rogue waves. There we go, this one. So maybe at the top of the ear it could be yeah, it's beautiful to see other stuff move, but maybe this is a bit too much, right, for the extension of this. So maybe we want to stop, maybe yeah, let's leave there and let's stop by here, right? So I'm not gonna do this, nor this, nor back of the ear because it's too sensible. So this will be like the last. So here we're gonna get a little more here. Okay, that's successful, and then below the ear as well. It looks like we need. There are some deforms here that are not working. It's because there's a ghost mesh, muzzle mesh behind that is responsible for shrink wrap. This will be solved after. I feel like that I want this vertex here. And if I get this, then I get this one too. Okay, can't help. So let's get this thing, and that's it. So these patterns, I like to keep this thing organized, especially because this is low poly, right? But it won't do a lot of difference, right? We can't do this for everything. So here, I don't know if this angular thing there is a great idea. Again, that happened, so Maybe I have to reduce this once again, then reblur with a less influence. It's just very minimal, right? But it makes difference. So how we do this thing. So even if this is not a lot of motion, right? Okay, this is looking fine, so I'm gonna save here and continue smoothing. Here, okay, I think for the highlight that would be enough because